Hi everyone and welcome to Fresh from My Garden. Today's video is about a recent plant purchase. In this video, I'll be sharing some of the plants that we purchased recently and also the prices at which we purchased them. I'll also share some care tips for these plants and in which part of the garden they will grow and do well. So please do watch the rest of the video and let me know in the comments which plants you liked the best. Now, what you have been seeing is the front garden where we had our jackfruit tree, and right underneath that, I have placed all the plants that we purchased for our garden. So, we visited two different nurseries near our house, and one nursery is slightly expensive. So, we purchased only a few plants from there, and the rest of the plants from the other nursery where we have reasonably priced plants. Starting with the Mexican heather, which I have already shared from our garden previously, but we only have the purple colored flowers and not the white ones. So we got the white ones and also a couple of purple colored ones for our garden. And as you can see, they are already in a pot and not in a plastic bag, and they are priced at rupees 100 each. These plants do well in spots with bright sunlight, and they can only flower if they are in sunlight for at least 5 to 6 hours a day. I also got a few varieties of syngoniums that usually do well in low light areas or in partially shaded areas. And there are different varieties of syngoniums that we can choose from. Now, as you can see, the foliage of these plants have different shades of pink and green. So there are light green, dark green, and also pink varieties. So these are beautiful plants that we can grow in low light areas or in parts of our garden where we don't receive any direct sunlight. They are all in small pots and they don't need to be repotted immediately. They can be repotted once they start growing bigger, and they are all priced at rupees 150 each. I already had some syngoniums in hanging planters in our garden, which I have shared in a previous video, but many of them died back when we were away on vacation. This is a fern that we purchased for another low lit area of our garden. And here we purchased another Sansevieria. This variety is something that we don't have and it is priced at rupees 250. Now, here is a plant that I have never seen before in another nursery, and this is the black money plant as it is labeled here, and it is priced at rupees 100. And this looks really beautiful. I like the foliage with the dark green leaves and the undersides in deep purple. So, we got two of these plants for our garden. Now, here is a variety of jasmine that we already had in our garden previously, but then it died back. You can see that the buds are a deep purple, and once the flower blooms, it turns white. The underside of the flower still remains deep purple or pink. So, this is a plant that does well in full sunlight. Now, we also got a couple of strawberry plants, and these need to be repotted. Strawberry plants do well in shallow and wide containers, and since these already have runners, I can get new plants from this main plant. Rubber plant is another low maintenance, low light plant that can do well in partially shaded areas, and this is another calathea that we added to our calathea collection in the garden. These are a couple of plants that we bought for the front garden to do the small patch of our garden where we don't have too many plants. And we always love palms. So, palms are something that we usually buy so that we can add to our indoor space and also outdoors. So most of these plants are priced under 300, and most of them are in small pots that we can repot once they start outgrowing the container in which it is growing. Except for the flowering plants, the rest of the plants that you see here, the palms and the money plant and syngoniums, they all do well in partially shaded areas and in spaces where we don't receive any direct sunlight. Saving the best for the last, this is the sagu palm, and we got it repotted from the nursery from where we purchased it, and it cost us close to 1,000 rupees. And this is the most expensive plant that we purchased this time. This is something that is used in a lot of gardens for landscaping, and it is a very beautiful addition to any garden. So, I hope you liked the few varieties of plants that we have added to our garden. There were some new plants that we purchased for the first time, and some plants that we already had. Please do let me know your thoughts in the comments, and thanks for watching Fresh from My Garden.